morning, everybody, and happy Friday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicola Marie, and I come live every morning, Monday through Friday, 5:30 in the morning, to bring you some tips and tricks on skincare and makeup. I am a full-time working mom who works for the Connecticut State Department of Education. I have two beautiful daughters, age 15 and 5, an amazingly supportive husband, and I do this because I love to share with everybody what I learn about the importance of skincare, and as I learn how to apply my makeup, I love to share those tips and tricks with you. So again, my name is Nicola Marie, for those of you who don't know me, and this morning I'm here to share with you or to ask you if you do your brows or if you don't, and if you use sprays, a primer and a setting spray, and why I use them and why they're important if you wear makeup. So we're going to start off with the brows this morning. And so my brows, I don't usually do my brows when I get my makeup done by my friend who is a professional. She does do them, and she just fills them in. Now I have pretty full brows, so I don't think I really need to, but there are some people who really need to fill their brows in. Are you one of them? Do you look at your brows and say, oh, I need to do something with these? Let me show you some tips and tricks today. So if you want to always catch my live videos, right now click my nose, and down below you're going to see the follow button. Click follow and you can follow me. You could also friend me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. My hashtag is NicolaMarie_40. You can also see me on my website at 40andyonder.com. Okay, so let's get started. So you always need to start with a primer spray. And why do I start with a primer spray? So the primer spray is important when you're putting on your makeup. Let me back up for a minute. Okay, before I do anything, when I wake up in the morning, I make sure that my face is clean and it is hydrated with a moisturizer. So that step has been done already, and the moisturizer has sunk in, because now when I put my makeup on, my skin is ready, and it's going to look much nicer when my skin is ready for the makeup. So I'm going to put on the first base primer. This is an oil-free makeup primer, and it has to be oil-free when you're using a waxed-based foundation, which is what I use. And I spray it on my face. Now, why do I use primer? Why is primer so important? Well, it's for a few reasons. It sets the stage for your makeup. It's going to make your pores smaller. It's going to kind of think about a sandwich, okay? When you have a sandwich, you have a piece of bread, you have the meat, and then you have another piece of bread. The primer spray is your bread, so that the makeup will stay on top of your face like a flat surface, instead of falling into your pores, right? You want it to be flawless, like a nice, smooth sheet. So that is why we use the primer. The primer is also important because it helps the makeup last longer. So by the end of the day, you look at your face and you say, oh, my face looks the same as it did at 5:30 in the morning. So that's why you need to use the primer spray. So once you spray it on your face, you do need to let it dry. You don't want to start your makeup when it's still a little wet. So we're going to let it dry a little bit. So as you're jumping on here, please, if you find any of this helpful, share my video. Comment below if you have questions, or you can private message me. But I definitely am here to be your help and your support, and I appreciate anything as far as comments and questions, and if you share my video. All right, we are going to get started. So I'm going to actually start off today with the brows, because that's what we talked about, right? Today we are talking about brows. So I personally do get my eyebrows waxed. I don't do them thin. I don't do anything crazy. I just make sure that I don't have anything here. They wax on top and in between. And I do that probably not very often, maybe 5-6 weeks, and that's it. All right, so there are so many ways you can do your eyebrows, but the way that I do it and the way that I've been taught to do it is I use these amazing eyeshadows. right? So I am going to, my eyebrows are very dark, so I am going to probably use this one. I'm going to start off with this one to see, and then we're going to go into this one because I do not want to look like I have really dark eyebrows. So I'm going to go into my setting spray, and I'm going to spray my brush with the setting spray. Now I'm using the setting spray, which is like the hairspray, because I want this eyeshadow to become kind of like a gel, a liquid, and it will also help it stay. So what you're gonna do when you're doing your eyebrows is you don't want to do like paint. You're gonna do like strokes, okay? You wanna do hair strokes because you want it to look natural, right? So we're just going to, because I don't really need so much, I am just going to fill in these gaps. Like this. And I'm doing hair strokes. All right, and then we're gonna come down here and do some more hair strokes. That's it. You don't want to paint them on. Well, maybe you do, but my preference is to make it look as natural as possible and just to do hair strokes. And actually, I liked that color. It was nice and light for me. All right, now I want you to look. Can you see the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow? As you're jumping on here, tap my nose and press the follow button down below if you always want to catch my videos. I am here because I love to share what I've learned and the importance of why it's important to take care of our skin. All right, so that's that eyebrow. What do you think? Right? So I'm going to go back into that light eyeshadow because that's the one that I used. My brush is still wet from the setting spray. I tap it off. And again, we're going to do strokes, okay? Just like hair. You want to make hair. And that's it. Now some of you who may have thinner eyebrows might have to do a little bit more work. But the important thing to know is if you use a brush like this, okay, and you put on some eyeshadow with the setting spray to make it like a liquid, this is going to stay too because I used the setting spray. This is going to stay all day. And that's all I do. And I filled it in, and that's it. Okay, so that's the eyebrow. So we've talked about now the primer spray, which I've already put on my face, and it's a very, very, very important step for two reasons. It forms the shield so that your makeup goes on very smooth, and also it holds your makeup, okay, for the day. All right, we talked about our eyebrows, and I use a nice eyeshadow with the setting spray, and I make hair strokes. All right, well now I'm going to go into my regular application because I have to go to work. So I use a wax-based foundation and I use two concealers. All right, they're both wax-based, they're paraben-free. Paraben-free is important to me because I don't want any of those harsh chemicals sitting inside of my body because they don't metabolize. Parabens don't metabolize, they sit inside of your body. So whatever you believe they do or don't do, I don't want them there. And the fact that 99% of breast cancer patients had parabens in their breast tissue tells me enough. I don't want parabens in my body. So I just put some Must Do, which is a hydrator, skin regenerator, into my brush because I want to keep my skin healthy all day, but also because it's going to give me a nice glowy look when I put on my foundation. So I just scooped it in there a very little bit, okay? A very little bit goes a long way with this awesome stuff. As you're jumping on, leave me a hi below so that I know that you're joining me. And if you want to make sure that you catch all of my videos, because I come on so early, I know all my viewers are mostly replays. Click my nose And down below, click the follow button, okay? As you're jumping on, good morning, good morning. You'll have to watch the replay. I did my eyebrows already, and I never do, and it would be great if you guys saw the difference between doing them and not doing them. As you're jumping on, click my nose and press the follow button down below. Leave me a hi. Say hi down below. Let me know you're here. Facebook blocks me from seeing people these days. I don't see comments. You know what? Can I comment? Usually if I comment, I can start seeing other people's comments. Let's see. If I comment, can somebody else comment? So anybody else have kids in school who've had half days the last few days and had to scramble to figure out what to do with them? It has been super, super duper hot, but I love it. I love the humidity and the heat. Call me crazy, but I do. All right, we are very sheer with our foundation, and you're gonna see that because I put the primer spray on first, it's going to sit on my skin. It's not going to go into my pores. It's kind of like a filter. Seriously, it's kind of like a filter because that primer spray is like the sandwich, okay? So now I'm gonna go into my concealer. So I like to brighten up my eyes. I have some purpley red right here in the corners, and then I want my eyes to brighten up. So I'm gonna first go into my number 2 concealer, okay? Very little, like super little. And I'm gonna warm it up because it's waxed base. I need to warm it up because it will go on much easier. And I am just going to tap it in here, okay? Because that's where I want to cover. And then when I go over it with my 0, which is my brightener to brighten up my eyes, you're going to see what a huge difference it's going to be. Okay, so that's just to cover up that purpley color. And now I love my number 5 brush for my concealer. You can use your fingers. There's no reason why you can't use your fingers. I love to use my number 5 brush to go into my 0, which I use to highlight my eyes. Okay, this is just to brighten them up, and you're going to see the difference. And then I just buff it in. And I come up here because if you wear eyeshadow, you want to prime your eye with this. And I come up. You want to give yourself that eye lift. Okay, and then just look at the difference. As you're jumping on, if you want to always see my videos, click my nose down below. Click the follow. But look at the difference between this eye and this eye. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Tap, tap, tap. And this palette, my foundation and my concealers, these are going to last me 9 to 12 months. And I use them every day. Okay? That is how long they will last you because you use a very little. And the high pigment allows you to use a very little. Okay, so now we've got our face on. I'm debating if I'm going to touch up anything else. You know, I think we're going to go a little bit over here and conceal some of this. I'm just tapping a little bit on my finger, and I'm just tapping it over here on some of my spots that I just want to hide, and that's it. Okay, so super, super, super simple, okay? Eyebrows, we did our primer spray, foundation, and some concealer to just even out the skin tone. All right, the next thing that's important is always, I don't want, so I put on blush and bronzer, so I want to make sure that my face has a nice slip to it, but also I want to hold that foundation in and give it more of a matted look now. I don't want it to look like it's shiny so much right now. I like a matte look. So I'm going to go into my translucent setting powder. Okay, this is brush number 1. And brush number 1, I'm soaking up the translucent. I'm gonna, number one, come here underneath my eyes. I don't want the concealer to set into any of those fine lines, so this is going to make sure that it does not. And I'm going to just pat it on the rest of my face so that it gives it a nice slip when I put on my bronzer and my blush, okay? Do you have to do that step? No. I like to use that step, especially for underneath my eyes where I do have some beautiful fine lines. All right, I'm gonna go into my bronzer. This is the cheat way, I call it, to do some contouring. I don't know how to do all that fancy contouring, but I do like to give my cheeks some definition. So I go here, and I come up here, all right, and I'm gonna come down here. Super simple, and it's like the number 3. All right, I'm gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I start here, bring it underneath my cheekbone, bring it up, bring it down, and bring it together in the number 3. Boom, boom, and then bring it down your neck. Very important. You don't want any lines right on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going into my blush, and I like to just give myself some pinkish right here, right on the apple of my cheeks. I never come all the way in. I stay right here. All right, and then final step of this is I get my big boy, which is my absolute favorite, number 2 brush. You can use this brush for foundation. You can use this brush for this. This brush is an amazing brush. It's big, the bristles are very beautiful, and it's vegan. If you are someone who is into vegan and natural and organic, our products are harsh, chemical-free, organic ingredients. We are cruelty-free, and even the brushes are vegan. Okay, next, what are we gonna do here? So we did the brows, we did the actual face. Okay, so we're going to actually go into the setting spray. So I told you we needed to talk about the setting spray. Why is the setting spray important? We have 2 setting sprays. We have an oil strike, which is for more oily skin. So if you have oily skin, you're gonna buy this one, and this is going to be sprayed on your face after your makeup, and it will keep the oil at bay. Okay, it'll keep your makeup on. It's gonna set it all day, but it's also going to prevent that oil from seeping through. I use this one. Whoops, I use that one, the oil strike, during the summer. And then the 10 years younger is the one that's best for me. It's an oil-free, very important that it's oil-free, water-based, and it is just an amazing setting spray. And it used to be called 10 years younger, and I think now it's called Time Setter. And the purpose of this, again, is to hold your makeup in place all day. It also helps to keep those pores small. All of these techniques are to help keep your pores small and those fine lines hidden, which when you're putting on makeup, you want that. You want to have that flawless, smooth look, and kind of like that Snapchat filter. All right, no more filters when you're using this makeup. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. Today I'm going to put a little color into my eyelid. So we are just going to go very light this morning, just to make those eyes pop a little bit. I'm gonna go into, let's see, we're gonna do a very light pink, and I'm just gonna go like this. I've learned that through this journey of doing makeup, that I do like to put some color on my eyelid, even if it's very light, because it makes my eyes come to life. It brightens them up, makes them look bigger. All right, so there we go, just a little bit there. And we're gonna do a little bit of, let's see, a very light brown in the corner right here. We're just gonna put it here. That's just going to give my eyes some nice And then we're going to just circle it in and bring it in a little bit. Okay, let's see what we just did here. This is like a super easy way anyone can do eyeshadow. Alright, we're just going to take some of the color off. And I'm just blending. You want to blend. One of the things, or one of the many things I'm learning is if you don't blend it, it's going to look funny. You don't want those lines. So you want to blend it. And the eyeshadow, the pigment is amazing, which means the colors are more vibrant. They stay longer. You use a little bit because a little bit goes a long way. Lots of good things. All right, and that's it for that. All right, just... Oh, I hear my dog snoring again here next to me. All right, let's look here in this mirror. Yeah, in this mirror it looks much better than it does on my phone. All right, blend, blend, blend. Okay, good, happy with that. And I'm going into my fall colors, guys. All right, I'm going to now do my eyeliner with the eyeshadow, okay? I'm going to go into this dark brown for my eyeliner. So this is the other great thing about these products is that you can buy a couple of things and use them for multiple things. Okay, so once again, I'm going to spray my setting spray onto my brush because I want it to be wet. I want the eyeliner to be kind of like a liquid. I'm going to dip my brush, I don't know if you can see that, into the eyeliner or into the eyeshadow. It's also going to help it stay all day, right? Because that's what the setting spray does. All right, and I'm just going to take this brush. Love this brush for my eyeliner now. This is brush number 11. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. I don't go all the way across my eye. I only go halfway. Okay. So as you're popping on, as you're watching, I want to know who wears makeup, who doesn't, and what do you wear? Do you just wear some mascara? Do you wear nothing? Do you wear nothing and wish that you could wear something, but you don't know how to? That's the other thing. I am now able to come to your home, or you can come to mine. I can give you a free, yes, because my purpose here is to help all of you makeup lesson. I would be happy to do that. Actually, I need to build up my portfolio, so I would love to do that. All right, and that's that. We're going to keep it at that, and maybe a little more there. All right, and next is the eyeliner, and then I'm done for the day, guys. So I hope that you're getting some value from this. I did my eyebrows. We talked about the setting spray, which we're going to spray one more time, especially by my eyes, okay, because we want the makeup to last all day. We are going to do a little curl up of these eyelashes. Does anybody have fake eyelashes? Have those eyelash extensions? Let me know. I want to know, do you have fake eyelashes? I've been considering them because if I get those lashes, I can skip this step of my morning routine. I don't have to curl them. I won't have to put the mascara on. So, what do you think? Let me know, have you done eyelash extensions and what is your opinion? I just think it would simplify things in the morning a little bit, but also my eyelashes are so thin. They're so super thin and brittle and sparse, and I really, really want nice long eyelashes. So I just need to decide if I'm going to do it or not. This is the Perfect Mascara. It does have the fibers in it to help your eyelashes extend. Alright, so even though mine are super short, when I put it on, you do start seeing them. If they were thicker, they would be even more amazing. But the mascara is truly perfect. It's great. It doesn't clump. It goes on very smooth. The brush is amazing. The brush is absolutely amazing. And because it has the fibers in it, it extends your eyelashes. It's just one step. I used to use a mascara that you put on the gel first, and then you put on the fibers, and then you put on the gel again over it, and for the most part they actually looked pretty good, but it took a long time. And you know, if you're a full-time worker, working mom, time is not always on our side. We've got lots of things to do. Working, getting the kids ready for school, after school activities, sports, dinner, lunches, homework, lots and lots and lots of things. So, time is not something we always have, right? What time is it as we're speaking? We're getting a little bit late on time here for me. So we're going to do one more swipe up. One more swipe up. Alright, as you're joining me, if you don't ever want to miss one of my videos, guys, click my nose, press follow down below. If you got value from this share, I talked about eyebrows this morning, when we filled my eyebrows in. I'll do a before and after later on. We talked about the different sprays and why we need to use them if you want your makeup to look flawless, like an Instagram filter. I'm gonna just clean that up. If you ever make a mistake with anything, you put a little concealer on your brush and it will clean it right up. Okay, last but not least, let's do a little bit of a exfoliator on my lips. Okie dokie. I'm gonna use Angel Food today. And this is one of our enduring lip colors. It's newly formulated to last even longer. So one thing I haven't gotten into using yet are the lip liners, but I guess that's next on my list, right? Have to keep learning. And my lipstick is going fall-y with my shirt and my eyes. I'm definitely getting into that fall mood. Let me see if I have, no, I don't have my lip gloss here. All right, guys, and that is all we are going to do today. So I hope that you learned something. We definitely talked a lot about the eyebrows this morning, and also why we use the primer and the setting sprays, and the importance, if you want to have that Snapchat filter without actually using a filter, the primer and the setting spray is the way to go. Will also last all day long. By the end of the day, if you ever look in your mirror and you say, what happened? I do not look like I did this morning. It's because you don't use good makeup and you don't set it. You don't prime it and you don't set it. So take my advice and make sure you use primer sprays and setting sprays. And if you don't use the products that I use, you need to make sure you're using the right kind of primer sprays. So for mine, I'm a wax-based foundation, so I have to use an oil-free, water-based primer and setting spray. All right, guys. Last time, if you ever want to always make sure that you see my videos, click my nose, click follow down below. Give me a message. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. Have a great day. Happy Friday. And if I don't see you, have a great weekend. Bye.